Hey guys, this is John2 here, and yes, it's been a while. I understand that, and I'm sorry. And I know I've been putting off making this video for a long time, partially because, I don't know, maybe if I ignored it, the problem would go away and all that fun stuff. But no, sorry. It's finally time I make this video, and am I happy about it? No, absolutely not, but I can't really avoid it at this point. So, for those of you who've been paying attention, I understand if you haven't because it's been so long, but it's been, what, a month since I last uploaded a video, and 2 months since I actually uploaded some decent content, and that was a stream. It's been so long since I actually made, like, a decent video. So the thing is, classes start again for me tomorrow, and technical difficulties are keeping me from actually recording and editing more videos, and I just simply wouldn't have the time even if I could. It's all that fun stuff. I think I might have gone over this before, at least in parts, in the past, but I think it's gotten to the point where I really can't continue this channel, like, in any decent way that I'd be happy with. Like, in the past, I kind of held out hope that, hey, maybe I'll figure something out at some point here, and we'll actually, like, I don't know, figure out some way to effectively record on my new laptop and transfer it and edit it on my MacBook like usual and all that stuff, but really, I have not gotten that to work at all, and for me to be able to make videos again, I'd have to either figure out how to do that, which, again, I've tried many times and it hasn't worked, or I'd have to relearn an entirely new editing software, which I simply do not have the time to do. And again, the thing is, even if I learned all this, even if I got all this working, I just don't have the time with college. Like, I'm an engineering student, and I don't mean to sound like I'm making excuses and stuff. I love this channel, and I love this community, and you guys are awesome, and thank you so much for as far as you've got all of us, but I really don't think this is something I can keep doing. I've kind of left you guys hanging for so long, and I should have made a video like this sooner, because I knew this wasn't going to work. But again, I was just kind of, maybe I'll figure something out. But no, I've left you guys hanging long enough. I gotta make some sort of explanation video. I really don't even know what footage I'm gonna be using for this. Probably a bunch of stuff I have left over on my hard drive. Really old stuff. I have some really old stuff. I could, like, throw together a space. Like, I have footage from the space stuff, and I have footage from back when people could change their head colors and all that fun stuff. But yeah, so why this decision? Well, I mean, I've said some of the reasons before, because I've been just rambling this entire video so far. It's great. Awesome. So, reasons. 1, I don't have the time to. Like, college is very, very time-consuming, and it doesn't look like it's going to be getting any better in the future. So, I really don't think I can actually commit the time to doing this in a way that I'd actually be happy with doing it. And if I'm going to do this, I want to do it right, and I don't think I have the ability to do it right. And second, technical difficulties. I have editing software on my MacBook, but my MacBook just cannot run Fan of Forces anymore. It's unplayable. So I can't record with that. I can record on my Windows computer, and I can edit on my MacBook, but I can't get the files in between. At least not without waiting half a decade for Google Drive to work or something like that, I don't know. So, again, that's some technical difficulties and time constraints, and just the fact that Fan of Forces, which is really the backbone of my channel, is just not interesting to me anymore. Like, sure, it's not a bad game. No, by no means it's not a bad game, but it really feels like it's kind of lost its identity. Like, it really isn't Fan of Forces anymore. I don't know, it's... First big problem is the new melee system. Well, I mean, my personal biggest issue with it, aside from the fact that it's completely broken, is just a lightsaber, really? Like, I mean, it's a funny joke, but it's a joke. Like, how are you supposed to take a game seriously if it doesn't take itself seriously? I don't know. And some of the other stuff is pretty baloney too, but lightsaber is just kind of like, well, you couldn't really get any more ridiculous than that in a modern shooter set, supposedly in a modern theater of war, or whatever you want to call it. But hey, as if that wasn't bad enough, now you can run at light speed with a karambit and knife people in the head for one-shots. Because that's balanced. I mean, the karambit can't one-shot, but it almost one-shots, and that's really all you need with people just... If they've been sneezed at previously, you got a one-shot. And if you happen to glitch into their back or something like that, you also got a one-shot. I've got one-shots from people's faces when they're... Like, I just stabbed them in the chest. Boom, backstab. Okay. I don't see how that system could possibly be any more broke. Like, you run so fast, the hit registration's already bad in some cases anyways. But, hey, let's just make it worse by making everyone run fast. And also, there's, it beats out close quarters weapons. Like, a shotgun, no problem. You just got a karambit, you can run at light speed and stab someone in the face. It doesn't really matter. Shotguns are irrelevant. A lot of carbines are irrelevant. I don't know. PDWs, a lot of PDWs are irrelevant. At least on most maps, because there are some open maps that really don't lend themselves to knifing. But that leads nicely into my next point. Maps. Like, so, for the longest time, we had no new maps, and that kind of is a huge factor. Like, there's just so much time between new content. It's like, the game is fun, but you can only do the same thing so many hundred times before it gets boring, even if it is fun. And, I mean, new maps, they seem like they change up the game. They add, I mean, each new map is technically 3 new maps because of each game mode. We'll get to that later, but then when they do make new maps, we get Warehouse, which is... It's not a bad map, but I wouldn't call it a good map either. It's just really... I don't know, like, people ask for close quarter stuff, they got close quarter stuff. That isn't my favorite. I think it comes down mostly to personal preference in Warehouse, but I don't think it's... I think a lot of people don't care for the map. In fact, I know a lot of people don't care for the map, at least in the subreddit. People have voiced a lot of concerns over the map. But then there's Suburbia. That map, I would call it cancer in map form. That thing is... Half of the guns in the game are completely unusable on that map. Like, a sniper rifle? Nah, there's no way you're using a sniper rifle effectively. Like, a DMR? No. Like, basically, if you want to play that map, you have to use a shotgun, or abuse the melee system. Or both. If you do both, you can easily just cheese the entire enemy team into a spawn trap they can never get out of. And it's broke. It's horribly broke. But, I don't know, nothing happened to it, aside from they changed one pool into a greenhouse. Which really doesn't change anything. Oh yeah, and they made the one way you could actually use long-range weapons. You could jump onto the top of the house using actual skill and stuff. Yeah, they blocked that off, which also blocks grenades and stuff, which is brilliant. And then we get Dunes, which actually, to be completely honest, it's a good map. I like it. That's a little bit of a problem with spawn trapping if the teams are a little bit too imbalanced, but they fixed the control point issues that the map had initially. Because, like, I don't know, the central point was... All the points were, like, really out in the open in the beginning, and that was a mess. But TDM on that map is genuinely fun. Like, it's the only map I'll actually use an optic more powerful than a 1x optic. I mean, I love range combat. In, like, most games, that's kind of my thing. I like to attack from range, but the fact that it took so long to actually make a decent map is kind of... I don't know. And the amount of scrapped maps that got mentioned and hyped up, like, just not even just maps, it's like, we've had entire, like, game modes and stuff that's been just hyped up for who knows how long. Like, I don't know if you guys remember back then, that people were talking about adding in destruction, and there's still the empty equipment tab after how many years? And the grenades tab still has only one frag. There's so much that's been promised and nothing happened. Really, it's frustrating, to be honest. Like, these devs, they're great guys. They're awesome. But I like, it got to the point where I just stopped making videos about these new updates that are coming, because it got to the point where I would just shake my head whenever something new was announced or mentioned, or like someone was streaming building a new map. Like, okay, we'll never see it in game. It'll never actually happen. We might run into it in the test server occasionally, but it'll never make it to the main game. And most of them didn't. Shay would be making a new map, everyone would get hyped up, and it's gone. We never hear about it again. I mean, what happened to that airport map? Admittedly, it needed some work, but it was pretty good. And that was, like, a year ago, maybe? If not more? And then there's whatever the payload game mode map that's been... I don't know what they've been doing with that thing. It's like, they're working on it, they're not working on it, they're working on it, they're not working on it. And it's been like that for, a year or something like that. I don't even know. Again, I don't think it's ever coming out. And I've heard Capture the Flag never happened. And we've heard nothing about it since. Again, Phantom Forces isn't a bad game necessarily. It's just... it's the same game. It never gets any better. And it's just the same stuff over and over and over. And there's... like, I don't know. You can only play so many thousand rounds of the game before it gets boring if nothing changes. And that's what happens. I haven't been impressed with the recent updates. I mean... what, people ask for the FAL and all that fun stuff, all the really cool guns for I don't know how long, and... okay, have 14 million different AK-12 variants that nobody cares about. Like, I mean, the gun families they used to introduce were cool, like, they had the AUG guns, or there's, like, they all, like, changed up the game. Like, admittedly, the H-bar and Para were pretty broke, and the A3 was questionably broke, but those things got fixed, and they were guns that offered a completely new playstyle, and that was cool, and they were actually cool guns, because people liked the A1, and people were excited to try new guns from that family. And when the AK variants came out, I mean, who doesn't want an AK? Like, they're so cool. They're such cool guns that they offer completely new playstyles. And then you throw in the AK-12 variants, which are just slight statistical differences from other guns that feel exactly the same. And what is the difference? They're not interesting at all. And no one liked the AK-12 to begin with. It's like... I remember on the subreddit, like, people were asking, please stop making AK-12s. And there was more AK-12s. And they threw in, like, the Grozas, too, but those, I don't know, those guns were never... they were okay, but again, nothing really different. They were just carbines, no more carbines. One of them was internally suppressed, okay. Carbines are an underused category simply because they aren't very viable. There's the DMRs. They're cool. I like DMRs. DMRs are fun, but we've gotten a grand total of 2 DMRs. Ever. Like the Dragunov, I'm not even going to count that, because that was technically just moved to the DMRs from the sniper category. Well, we've got the Venturas, we got the SSR, and nothing else. They're fun category guns, but they just never get anything added to them. And battle rifles. I mean, we got the AK-12BR, which is... There's nothing special about it. It just feels like an AK. Another AK-12. And then there's the AG-3, which is fun. The Scar-H, which is a lot of fun. And the Henry, which should not be a battle rifle. I mean, it's just not a battle rifle. I'm not sure why this thing is still here. Shotguns. We've gotten 2 new shotguns. Admittedly, the double barrel is fun. And the KS-23M is still borderline overpowered, but sure. So, that's good, but, I mean, still, 4 shotguns. I mean, we have how many assault rifles now? How many LMGs? We've gotten 5 new sniper rifles, and 2 new shotguns. Really, the new guns that have been added, like, there's a few exceptions. The double barrel's great. I haven't had much time with a new sniper, so I'm not going to judge it, but I think, from what I've heard, it's good. Like, the MAC-10, that's very unique. A lot of fun. But then we just get a mountain of AK-12s, which, to be honest, they could hardly be less interesting. They come from a very uninteresting gun. Most of them don't even exist in real life, and they all feel like the same gun, just some of them, for some reason, hit harder, and it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I understand that the devs are indeed also college students, they don't have a lot of time, but I mean, does it make more sense to make, like, 8 new guns that nobody's gonna care about? Or maybe 2 new guns that people actually are gonna like and actually change up the game? Like, I would take the 2 new guns that would actually be interesting any day. And then we have our history of bugs, which really has not been a very good one. I think the biggest example here is just the spotting bug. For, I don't know how long, was it half a year that spotting was broken? and they didn't bother to fix it because they were working on a new system. But it was half a year, and I was told by, I don't know, by one of the mods that it could easily be fixed at any time, but they simply didn't bother to because I really don't understand. Like, these devs, they're very, very talented people. They can make amazing stuff, but they just don't seem to understand the community. I mean, when a community has been asking for one specific gun, the FAL, just for example, for, I don't know, how long? 2 years? And it still isn't in the game? Like, I mean, I know it's a joke, but you'd think I don't know, you realize, hey, people might want this gun. Maybe we should make this gun. But instead they just make whatever many AK-12s that nobody cares about. Well, they don't bother fixing bugs that are game-breaking. Like the part where you could spot through walls and it broke the entire game. Suppressors were completely useless because everyone was spotted 100% of the time. And yeah, that's fine. Let's leave that for half a year. Again, it's just coming back to it. Honestly, I'm just frustrated with this game. I guess it's still a fun game. I can still hop in and have some fun. I don't know, mowing down players with a hammer, but it's exactly the same every time I come back. The AK-12s change nothing. The new skins, I mean, they're okay, but the skins in the game have never been fabulous anyways. The new maps, I mean, as we've seen, 2 out of 3 times so far, they've been mediocre or not so great. And yes, they seem to have something, but what, we get 3-4 major updates a year at this point? And I understand the framework is probably really old and hard to work with at this point, and I'm not a developer, so a lot of things I'm probably saying don't really make sense, but still. Like, you'd think communication should be a thing, right? Like, with a spawning bug, they could have said, okay, we hear you guys, we're working on something, hang tight. And then actually did something. There's a disconnect between what they say and what they do, and that disconnect has become so big and so consistent that nobody really cares what they say anymore. Okay, I know this has been kind of a rant at this point, and I know I'm frustrated. So I guess before I go, I had to get that off my chest kind of thing. Phantom Forces is by no means a bad game, but really it's lost its charm. It's just... Maybe it's just me. Maybe it is just me. It's just losing taste for it. I don't know. So, after 27, 28 minutes of rambling, which probably I'll do a lot of editing and cut down, back to the original topic. I really don't want to quit YouTube. But also, with like the state YouTube is in at the moment, it's hard to want to be a part of it. Like, I mean, clearly, most of my videos are demonetized simply because there's the word gun in the tags, or gun somewhere in the description. And Google is very liberal, it does not like guns, so let's take away all your money. And I was never here for the money, absolutely not, but, I mean, for such a big time commitment, it is nice to have something back, especially when you're in college and money is a big deal. I mean, of course, I've never been here for the money. There have been long portions of time where I've just never even looked at what I've been earning, and it's like, okay, I've been earning something. It's like, okay. But yeah. We've had some great times here, and I've really, really enjoyed doing this. And I really do thank you all for supporting me through this all, and you guys have helped me more than you know. And I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all of you. And all my friends I've made on the process. I mean, might as well shout some people out, I guess. Maybe, Matwoxy, Dark Dragon's Fire, and Diana, or however you pronounce his name. Diana, or whatever. I've never learned how to actually pronounce these names, it's just sorry, but you guys, the first little group of friends that supported my channel, and I still means a lot to me. More recent friends, I don't know, Solid Narwhal, Funny Dude, Dolphin, just to name a few. There's a lot of people I won't mention, and that's I'm sorry, but I don't know. Gokin, JJ, some of the older friends, Vraylot, Guns, Liably Displeased. Well, people from FM. I mean, I may not agree with a lot of it, what FM does. I mean, they're a very, very toxic community, and I really do not recommend being anywhere near them. But there's still a few really good people in there. I don't know. I honestly haven't. I don't know if Guns is still part of it, or who else is still in it. They're really the reason I stuck around for so long. And some friends from older videos. We had Super Soldier, Golden Crab, Love and Coke. Just so many people have supported me along the way. You guys are great. I really do appreciate it. A lot. Do I intend to entirely abandon the channel? No. It's possible I may still attempt streaming occasionally. I really don't know. But I'm not going to promise anything anymore. As much as I would love to continue this channel, I really can't. And I'm really not happy about that, but it's just kind of the way things are. I guess we'll have to live with that. Yeah, this video's going way longer than intended. We're probably gonna have a mess editing it. Well, it's about time I probably wrap things up, so... So, will I entirely disappear? No, I'll still be around. I'll still stick around on the Discord server and all that fun stuff, so... If you want to hang out there, please feel free. I'll keep that open as long as people still keep talking. I know a lot of people on the Discord server now are probably not even there for the channel. Because, again, I haven't uploaded anything in so long. And I really do appreciate you guys sticking around there. That's cool. I'm not, like, deleting the channel or anything. Don't worry. I mean, I'll keep the videos up. You can still enjoy them. Maybe new people find them. That's cool. Overall, I'm happy with this channel. And I'm really sorry to lose this community. You guys have all been great, and I really do appreciate all the support you've given me, but I think it's time we part ways. Sorry guys. Sage and John 2, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.